Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacconiana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home. Today we are going to unpackage our latest eBay purchase. This one, a group of lighters. I think there are a total of 11 lighters here, 12 items in total. Looks like the seller has done a pretty good job here of packaging this up nice and tight. Not a lot of wiggle room inside the package. And also looks like they've done a decent job of keeping these lighters separate from each other, although they don't have a lot of protection around them. It would be nice to see some bubble wrap, but this is a way better packaging job than the majority of those that I see. So I'll go ahead and include the seller's username. This seller does not list lighters exclusively, but lists other vintage items as well. Has a couple thousand feedback rating, so a seller that sells quite a bit. You never know when you may find yourself wanting to deal with this person. So we'll go ahead and pull all these out of here, get the box off the table, and take a look at what we have. Okay, so you can see all the items out here. This is the 12th item, the one that is not a lighter, and that is a Ronson Flint dispenser. Looks like there's still 7 of them, and one of those has been eaten away a little bit. We'll see. I'm not a huge proponent of using the old Ronson Flints. My buddy Robert Hollingsworth has posited the idea that perhaps these old flints have been exposed to oxidation to the point that they are harder than they should be and actually damage file wheels. But we'll get that cleaned up, take a look. Here we have a butane lighter. These are some nice heavy Ziploc bags that this seller used. Like I said, it would be nice to have some bubble wrap or something else in there to protect these items. I also don't like the fact that this keychain is just floating around there. Could have damaged the paint on this lighter. There are definitely some ways the seller could have been more careful. I would give them overall probably about a B+. So I'm not saying that they did a horrible job of packaging this or anything like that, but could have taken a little bit better care protecting the lighters in the lot. So a butane lighter that does not spark, and you guys know how that works. Probably won't hold gas either, but we'll fill it up and give it a shot just in case. Looks like we have another butane lighter in this lot. Actually about 3 of them total. This is a Ronson. I don't see a model name. The file wheel is just spinning freely, so that means most likely the flint tube is clogged up with old degraded flint. So we will have some fun testing that out just to see as well. It's the one exception where the seller did not separate these 2 lighters, but at least it was a plastic lighter that was up against the metal one. And I really do care what kind of condition these lighters arrive to me, because a scuff in the paint, a chip, whatever it might be, damage to the finish, that's going to make a major difference to me as far as whether or not I'm going to be able to get that lighter, first of all, up and running, and then whether it'll be sellable. Whether it's attractive enough, a quality enough lighter, oftentimes will depend on the condition of its finish. People love to have a working lighter, but just the same, they want to have one that is attractive to look at. So, this lighter appears to have survived just fine. May have some minor wear and such, but I don't think it happened in transit. And that looks like a really nifty lighter that I hopefully can get back up and running and be able to make a little bit of money off of. That puts us 4 items in. Here is a gas light. I believe these are disposable. I don't think they were refillable. Still sparks, but apparently doesn't have any gas in it. I think these were made by Park Industries. And I can't read exactly what that says, but the last part of it has TN and then a zip code. So I think that's Tennessee, probably Murfreesboro, where Park Industries was located. This is also a cool little lighter that seems to retain most of its paint, if not all of it. Pretty good paint for a Japanese-made miniature keychain lighter that has been used. We'll see later about getting that insert out and getting that fired up. I want to be careful to put this back in there and not to let that chain be rubbing around on that painted finish. So we're halfway done there. 5 lighters in the flint so far. Here's a Ronson clone. Looks like it is branded MC. And it doesn't have a wick. There's no tension on the file wheel, but the mechanism seems to function just fine. Seems to move just fine anyway. So I imagine that we'll be able to get that flint tube cleared out, get that one working. Here's another really attractive automatic Ronson type clone as well. This one looks like it is branded the same, MC. I have not encountered that brand before that I can remember. There is some damage and scuffs to the painted finish, but most of it is there. There's some of it missing from the back there. A little streak you can see. So a nice 3-tone finish automatic petrol lighter. Here we have a Scripto View petrol lighter with a bowler inside. Kind of eager to get this fueled up and see. I don't know, I've never seen one before where the card inside was up against one side of the tank like that. Usually they kind of float around. I don't know if that's because there's no liquid in there. Maybe if we get the fluid in there, then that'll float to the middle. But it kind of looks as though it has adhered to that side of the tank. That will not be the last you see of that lighter. This is a pretty neat little lighter. Penguin brand, made in Japan. And Penguin were definitely more quality made than some of the other Japanese made petrol lighters. This one has decent paint on it, although there are some blemishes to it. But the lid sits a little crooked. So we'll have to see if we can get that straightened up, maybe get it working, and perhaps even sell that and make a few dollars off of it. I'm not sure what that flag or symbol is. It kind of reminds me of the University of Oregon. And now we have the 2 lighters that caused me to be interested in this group in the first place. There are 2 ASR automatic petrol lighters. One of them is monogrammed Pat. The other one is monogrammed Joe. Now, a lot of you guys, maybe even most of you guys, know my name. My name is Joseph, and I've been called Joe my whole life. Not very many other variants of that name that I have been called. And very few people call me Joseph. Usually just when I'm in trouble or I've done something wrong. But this particular lighter is going to need the degraded old flint dealt with, most likely. But it appears as though the mechanism is at least functioning. This would be the 3rd lighter in my collection that would have engraved on it either my name or initials. So I really look forward to getting that one working. And of course, the reason that this lot was so attractive, not only seeing the lighter that was engraved with my name on it, but I have a brother-in-law named Pat who we share a lot of the same interests. So hopefully I can get this lighter working and make it a gift to him. Until next time.